the best mobility drill you'll ever do is just to sit on your own floor.
Why is that?
Getting down, getting up, it's uncomfortable. Like, it's comfortable at first, right? And then you sit for a few minutes and you're like, oh, my butt cheek's falling asleep. And then you got to kind of move to the other side, and you got to move to the other side, and you got to, move. Like, for me, because I'm not like super mobile, I don't have as many options as far as sitting goes. So like, you'll see people sit and their leg will be up here, and the more options that you have, the better off that you are, because you can kind of keep moving. And even the floor, just while you're watching TV or something like that, can be a form of exercise. In modern times, we need artificial exercise, which is the gym, which is fitness.
That's really well said. And I've never heard of artificial exercise. It makes me also think about an exercise deficiency.
We have to remember that like all of exercise is made up. The bench press, for example. You know this. Your audience already knows this. George Hackenschmidt. He's the one that made the bench press famous. He also made the hack squat famous. That's why people probably heard that name before. But yeah, all the exercises in the gym, they're all made up. Lateral raise, all these different things, lat pull down. There's even machines for a lot of stuff, right? And there's people that are nutrient deficient. There's people that are exercise deficient. But the exercise deficiency just comes from the fact that in modern times we don't really like need to exercise. I don't have to go and do that.
When the kids are moving well and they're young, and we've seen that, and then it's like we move less as we get older. Part of what you have said is that we don't have to move as much. Totally agree with that. But there's also been a lot of stigma around all of this stuff. So for example, kids shouldn't train when they're young. I don't know if your kids trained, if you've thought about that, but what I've seen is Leonidas is 5, and I just watch him continue to move well.
I can't wait to see him.
He's like the best. But because we don't do electronics and we do a lot of outside time, I'm watching them move and develop, as opposed to some of his classmates who I know are not nearly as active or on an iPad. And it just makes me think of this next generation, because if we talk about exercise deficiency or artificial exercise, I don't know if we have a choice.
I think it's incredible to try to start your kids off as best that you think that you can in terms of like physical culture. Have a huge advantage. It might sound mean or callous, but if you're fat, it's very limiting. If you're 12-year-old boy and you weigh like 150 pounds or something, maybe you're playing football, or maybe you're doing some of the other stuff that like a bigger person would do. But your confidence in yourself and it wrecks a lot of things. It also might make you more shy. Like it causes too many problems. So as a parent, you're the one driving to the store. You're the one buying the groceries. You're the one paying attention. And it doesn't mean that your kid has to, only eat chicken breast and broccoli and rice. It doesn't mean your kid has to eat like a bodybuilder or anything. But you should just teach them about nutrition and teach them about, try to get fruit around them, try to get lean meats, vegetables, try to get good choices around them. And then also they can still have their normal kid stuff. But this idea that like forcing a kid to do something is bad, maybe unusual, isn't correct. It's actually like the opposite, because in today's culture, we don't have the kids do enough stuff physically. But yeah, physical activity, both for male and female, is obviously, it's tremendously important. And I think that parents should not only encourage, I think they should force. I think they should force their kids a little bit when their kids are young, when appropriate, As your kid gets older, you then, as they get older, you might want to give them options. Now, okay, you can play one of these 3 sports, but I'd like you to play some sport during some part of the year. And they might say, oh, it's too much. I don't have time for my friends. Or, okay, reasonable. Like, sounds like we can have a discussion and try to figure out what you can play or do. But even aside from a sport, there's nothing wrong with a kid getting on a treadmill. There's nothing wrong with a boy or girl. There's nothing wrong with a 11-year-old girl being on a treadmill. That doesn't mean that somebody fat shamed her or somebody's being cruel and saying mean stuff. It means they care about her and they want to see when she's 14 or 15 that she has a lot of great opportunity.
Yeah. It's much more difficult, I imagine, if a child is not fit when they're younger because, you hear that kids shouldn't be lifting weights and all of that. That's not evidence-based. But I also believe that you should, for lack of a better word, force your children to be active because if they get to 10, 11, 12, and they're surrounded by a culture that is very sedentary, it's going to be much more difficult. Think about, as we were growing up, it's much more difficult to break these habits when you're in your 30s and 40s
Right.
and beyond than it is to be forced to make your bed, be forced to do these things so it becomes ingrained. And that, I suppose, would make many people outliers because what's considered normal is here's the iPad, here's some Cheetos,
Right.
and go ahead, get after it and play these games. When it comes to nutrition, you've written a book. It was,
Jacked and tan.
we had Jack and Tan, Carb Wars. I still have that book
Oh yeah,
somewhere.
War on Carbs. Yep.
War on Carbs, Carb Wars, Carbicide. I still have that book. You're in a militia. It's very funny. Is that even still available?
Shooting donuts. It is. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we got to link it because it is pretty funny.